Hello, how's it going? Welcome to this week's video on working on managing back pain. We are going to be focusing on the piriformis today. So if you want to know where the piriformis is, think about where your sacrum is, and then the bony bit of the top of your thigh bone. So it attaches from the sacrum to the thigh bone. Little image right here. And if you want to find out if you have any issues with that, you may notice it as pain in the sacrum, in the glute as well, and maybe the top sort of section of the thigh on that side. And today we're going to be focusing on working a little bit of mobilization, strengthening, and stretching into that muscle. So we will need a tennis ball for today, or if you have a massage ball, go ahead and grab that. And we will get started. So let's first start off in just a little child's pose just to get grounded. So taking the toes together, the knees out as wide as your mat. Extend your arms forward, allow your forehead to rest down onto the ground. And just take a couple rounds of breathing here and breathe into that lower back space. Relaxing the shoulders, the face. Just taking time to really feel into the body and how it is. Feel a gentle stretching of the skin across the back as you breathe in. Gentle settling of the body as you breathe out. Then on your next in-breath, just start to rise the body up into a tabletop position. So just finding your way so that your hands are under the shoulders, more or less, knees under hips. If you do feel like you need a little extra support for under the knees, you can place a blanket there as well. And then we're just going to begin a little bit of strengthening work. So you can bring the knees closer together just for this one. Keep nice and stable through the hands. And then we're going to take the weight over into the right knee as you start to lift the left knee, so it's hovering away from the ground. We're going to take that leg up and out to the side, so working, strengthening into the piriformis. And it's more important to keep the form a nice slow movement than to do too many and lose your form. So let's do 5. So that's 2, 3, only lifting as high as feels comfortable. 4, and 5. You should feel the muscles activate. You can build that up over time as well. So then gently releasing the left knee to the ground, shift the weight over into the left knee as you hover the right knee away from the ground. And then lifting up and out to the side for 1. Slow and controlled. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Good. Placing that knee all the way back down. And then tuck your toes under. You may need to spread your knees apart a little bit more. Lift off the ground and then press the ground away through the hands to send your hips back into a downward facing dog. Have a little bend in your knees, just focus on lengthening through the back. And then you can start to lower one heel to the ground and then the other. So just work it out through the backs of the legs. Remember, everything's connected upwards. When we think about our pain or our back pain specifically, we think about it really three-dimensionally. So the whole body. It's a little bit of a stretch out. And then slowly start to walk your feet all the way up through to your hands. So take your time with it. You may need to bend your knees a little bit as you come up. And then slowly start to uncurl through the spine. So rolling slowly, slowly up. Keep the chin tucked in till you come all the way to the top. Feel the shoulder blades soften down the back. Feel the back of the neck lifting. Crown of the head rising up. And then take the chin in towards the chest, so you get a little stretch out through the back of the neck. We're going to curl all the way back down again. So really taking your time with it, feeling spine rounding down as you slowly, and you can feel the hands sort of tracing along the legs as you come in and down. Keep a bend in the knees if you need to, till you come all the way to the earth. And then maybe you can stretch out through the legs, see if that feels okay for you. Keep the chin slightly in, the back and neck long. And again, we're going to slowly curl all the way back up. Keeping your chin in. All the way up through to standing, shoulders softening, breastbone slightly lifting. And again, chin tucking in, rolling, just getting that stretch out through the connective tissue, through the whole length of the back. Bend the knees as you come down to take the pressure off the lower back, and then you can start to straighten out as you feel comfortable. And then again, slowly rolling all the way back up. Just adjusting your posture once again so you feel nice and long and tall through the spine. Okay, then we're going to begin to shift the weight just gently from foot to foot. You can get a sense of pressure downwards through the feet and even sense of weightedness as you start to come back to stillness. Feeling a little bit of movement in the toes as well, so they're gripping in and down into the mat. A little bend in your knees. And then shift the weight over into your left foot, so you start to bring your right knee up and in towards you. And you can take the hands to touch in front of the chest, so you can rest them by the sides or onto your hips. Then we're going to take that leg out to the side. So this is one of the actions of Piriformis. In the bent knee position, it takes the leg out to the side, and then turn the knee in, bring it forward and through, opening up, forward and through. Just finding a little bit of mobility through that hip, through feeling into the hip socket, but also paying specific attention into those deep muscles in the bum. Coming back through, out to the side, and through. And then we'll go the other way. So bring the knee back, out, forward, back, out. And do just 2 more of those. Remember, the leg can be a little bit lower down or higher up as you need. And then gently resting that foot all the way back down to the earth. And again, just take a moment just to feel into that leg, feel new sensations, slightly different to the other, right? And shifting weight over into that opposite foot as you take left knee up and in towards the chest. And again, just nice circular movements. Feel it deep into the hip socket. Feel the muscles. Piriformis, the glutes. Flexor muscles all working to create this action. Nice. And then we'll go the other way. So back, out, forward, back, out, forward and through. Nice. And then gently release. Place that foot all the way back down to the earth. And then if your tennis ball or your massage ball is handy at this stage, go ahead and grab it. And I'll just show you first where we're going to be working into, and then you can come up against whatever flat surface you have handy. So we're really going to be working sort of into the center point of the glute, and then around that area, so circular movements. And you can go kind of back and forth as well, working across the different fibers. So the piriformis is really deep to those bum muscles, the glute muscles, right? So you can put as much pressure as feels comfortable for you. And then you just come up against a wall. So have a soft bend in the knees again. And you can just lean back into that ball. And then finding a little circular movement. So kind of like a little bit of hip movements. Working into those deep muscles. And remember, any work you do on the muscles around those tighter muscles, maybe the piriformis, that's also going to help. Just release. You can even go all the way as far out as the sort of outer back hip. Just enjoying it, really taking your time with it. Just feel into it and notice any points of tension, tenderness for yourself. And you can even kind of hang out in some of those spots if it feels good, just taking a moment to breathe. And then let's go ahead and do the other side, so just moving it over. Again, starting maybe with some circular movements. You know, noticing if this side is maybe tighter than the other as well. It's interesting. Lots of interesting stuff to work with. Really doing some like trigger point, myofascial release work here with the ball. So again, circles are nice, or you can do side to side movements. Remembering, you know, if anything doesn't feel good, it feels a little painful, move away from that. There's no point in doing that. Looking for a little bit of good ouch, right? Not the bad ouch. Good, and then whenever that feels nice and just released, you can let go of the tennis ball, and then let's come all the way back to our mats. So feet about hip distance apart, shoulders relaxed, take the arms out and up, reaching up through the arm. Find a little bit of length through the whole of the body. And then exhale, let's take hands all the way down, chest to thighs, forward to shins, bend the knees if you need, you come down. Inhale, lift the gaze forward, hands to the earth, stepping all the way back. Plank position. Knees to the earth. Coming back into that tabletop position we found at the very start. And then from here, lift, hover that left knee away from the ground, bring it forward towards your right wrist, and then over towards your left wrist, and then back, making a circle behind you, and then forward towards the right wrist, over towards the left, back and out, so like figures of 8 with that hip. Lifting it around. Just finding a little bit of mobility. Good, and then you can go the other way. So first towards the left wrist. Just exploring that movement. Nice, and then gently bring that one to a close. Right knee lifts, comes into left wrist first, then out to right wrist. Back behind, a little circle. So strengthening into the arms, doing the shift of weight. Good, and then making those figures of 8 in the opposite direction. So we come into the right wrist, round and back. Good, and then gently bring that movement to a close. Okay, sit all the way back onto the heels and then come over onto your bum. And then we're going to come back to lying down onto the mat. So take your time or use your hands to support you as you come down, just depending on how your lower back is at this point, right? And then from there, we're just going to stretch the legs long, and we're going to come into some active isolated stretching. So this is you helping you take yourself deeper into the stretch, essentially. So begin with your left knee bent, and then use the action of the leg. So the leg is doing the work to come in towards you, and then you'll take your left hand to the outer left knee, catch hold of the outer right foot, gently hug in towards the chest, release the hands, and allow the foot to come back down. And again, bring it in. We're going to do some repetitions of this. Catch hold, draw in, bring it a little bit closer. And you will feel like the leg gets a little bit closer each time. Active movement through the leg first, then the hands catch the foot and the knee as you draw in and release. Let's do 2 more. Bringing it in, catch hold of outer knee and foot, hug in a little bit closer, Foot goes down. And take your time as well with this active movement of the leg. Bring it in, hugging in just for about a second, and then release. Good. Then stretch that leg long. Take a moment just to feel through that leg. Any difference? Or just noticing your breath. And then bending your right knee first, sole of the foot onto the ground. Actively bringing that right leg in towards you. Catch hold of the outer knee and the foot. Bring it in close. Placing the foot back down. And again for 2. Maybe exhaling to release. Inhale, bring it in. Hug in and release. 2 more. See if you notice the leg getting a little bit closer. Yourself. Hugging in and release. Stretching your right leg long now. Taking a little moment here, relax the shoulders. Okay, and then gently start to bend your right knee again. So little foot placed onto the ground, bring your left leg in, and this time you're going to cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Now this might feel enough, or you can start to walk your right heel in a little bit closer, or maybe start to pick that right foot up off the floor. And as you do, you want to feel this active movement of the left knee moving forward. If it feels okay, you can take your hand to the upper inner thigh and sort of press away, the part closest to your knee. Pushing away. And then gently release the foot. Relax the hands. Undo that crossing of the legs. Right knee comes in, crosses over left. Remember, you're welcome to stay here. You might feel enough in this stretch here. Or you can start to float. Left foot above the ground. Leg is parallel to the earth. You might stay here. You might assist a little bit, sort of gently pressing, not pressing directly into the joint, but to that section just above the knee. Breathing into the belly. Curve the face. And then gently release. Lower the right foot all the way down. And then cross your left leg completely over the top of the right. Take the arms out into a sort of goalpost shape, so cactus arms sometimes called. And then allow your right knee to drop over to the left. You're going to feel a stretch out through the side of the body. Try to keep it so that your outer right hip stays onto the ground, and if you need to, you can use your right hand as an assistance, so pressing onto that bony bit, the top of the hip. Yes, so you're going to press sort of down and away, so you feel this length through the side. Keeping the hip down. Take another calm breath here. And gently bring that knee back up through to center. Uncrossing the left leg. And we'll do the same on the other side. The right leg crosses all the way over. And it's kind of like an anchor to sort of draw that knee over to the opposite side. Keeping the hip grounding down. Might feel the sort of inner edge, that left foot pressing into the ground. You can use this left hand as an anchor as well. That hip. And then gently coming back up through to center. And crossing the legs. And just taking a moment here with knees bent, soles of the feet on the ground, adjusting the hips as you need. Bring your hands onto your lower belly. Relaxing the shoulders. Deep breath in. full calm breath out, just relaxing, resting the body for a few moments. Good, and then as you feel ready, you can maybe take a little stretch to the whole body. Eventually roll onto your side. And press gently up through to seated. So just sitting up nice and tall for a moment. Taking a moment just to appreciate your body, sending positive messages to your body. Health, healing, and recovery. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining me in this week's practice. I hope you found this helpful. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you know anybody who needs this in their life, you can go ahead and share that as well. I'm really grateful. I look forward to seeing you next week, and take care of yourselves. Bye.